Hello everybody, I'm Cobbler Bob. I'm in Orange Village, Ohio here, near the Allen Edmonds store in Northeast Ohio. Although I can't videotape in this store, let's see what some of their new offerings are, and I'll try and give you an update on what's going on in the shoe world of Allen Edmonds, okay? So let's go.
Hello everybody, it's Robert Powers.
4.5 out of 5.
My shoe collection.
These are made of shell Cordovan.
Here they are finished up.
I'm not a professional. Look how tight this is though. Very clearly here, I just cut the thread in half. And here they are, all finished up. So in case you guys don't know, this area I believe is called Orange Village. It shows up on the map as Orange Pinecrest. It is on the east side of Cleveland here in Northeast Ohio. And this is the only Allen Edmonds store in the area. I mean, I think it's the only one in Northeast Ohio, period. A lot of, like here, right here. Can you see there? There we go. Indochino store actually has a live, store where this is normally like online made-to-measure suits. They've got a lot of great stores here. More upscale, I guess I would call this. There's a Sephora store if you have a wife. There's an Athleta store over there that my wife has gotten some stuff from. Woodhouse Day Spa, Pandora, but a lot of little cool stores. And oh, we're getting close. Can you see? Hopefully this music isn't going to get me flagged. We're coming up on Allen Edmonds store here. Let's go on in. All right, that was awesome. I got to spend some time there talking to Sam Katzman. Thank you so much, Sam. Jonathan's a store manager. Didn't get to see him today, but they both know their stuff. There's some offerings here that I think are noteworthy to talk about. I think the big battle in the shoe world is obviously, it's no secret, guys, that traditional classic leather-soled, especially men's dress shoes, are on the decline. The reason to wear dress shoes are on the decline. And the consistent battle seems to be the dress shoe world is evolving. There's dressy, casual, and then there's also dress sneakers, right? And that's where some people get really mad and all that kind of stuff. I believe Allen Edmonds is doing a decent job of staying with their core, not abandoning the core, but adding to it, which can be dangerous because then you become too broad and too wide. But I think they have to, because I don't know if there's enough in just the traditional, leather-soled dress shoe, world. So let me show you a couple of things that I think even you guys that don't like the dress sneakers will like. Now, don't worry, I'm going to actually show you some of the new offerings. So just hang with me there a minute. I think the traditionalists, the purists, all they want to see and want to wear and want people to wear in the dress world are the traditional lace-up, leather upper, and leather-soled, or possibly day-night, but Goodyear welted, stitched, or Blake stitched, soled kind of shoes. Now, I guess the main challenge is, number one, most people that aren't in the classic world probably don't like leather soles. It's a purist thing. Other than that connection to the old world, and you could argue about grounding, which most people don't care about, or your body's electrically grounded. That's a hard sell for people, because that means you have a dress shoe that, number one, has to be broken in. And that's not something people that aren't into dress shoes are used to anymore. I believe it's the way to go. You break in the upper, have the footbed, the real leather footbed, and the cork lining, the cork layer between the footbed and the outsole conform to your foot. You'll have the most comfortable thing. But, there's one philosophy of teaching your customers, something new and different, in other words, teaching the customer to like your product. But then there's also making a product the customer wants. And I don't think for the majority of the people, you're going to teach them that break-in is better, that it's okay, that it's uncomfortable, and you have to go through a couple Band-Aids. Then after 20, 30 hours, you have the most amazing dress shoe. They're just not going to go through it, right? That's too much of a life change for them. So, the dress sneaker world and then, casual dress shoes have come out recently. So let me show you a few examples here that I think are really winners, that I think are going to make a lot of sense and bridge the gap between the traditional dress shoe world and something that people kind of want to wear more out of the box. Now, here's my caveat. Have not worn them, so I can't, tell you for sure that they work, that they do what it sounds like they should. But I at least want to keep my viewers here up to speed on what's going on in the world, what some of the offerings are and what my feelings are about them. Maybe help, you guys make some better educated choices. So let me walk you through some of the cool things that I got to see today. First of all, this is something I've never seen before. This is a display here. Like this part here is the shell Cordovan that they have. This isn't all of them, but shell Cordovan, if you don't know, is not from calf skin from, cows. It actually comes from the hind quarters of a horse. I have a whole nother video on that. Very expensive. This leather takes Horeen 6 months to make, but you get to touch it, feel it, and see how it does not micro crease. That's kind of cool. And this is vegetable tan. I think it's called Husk. leather, but it's obviously more of an antique looking, more casual finish. They have a few different kinds of this kind of stuff, waxed suede, waxy commander suede. Anyway, a couple, different interesting things you can touch and feel, see the different colors all on display here. Another interesting display they have is showing the different types of outsoles. You can see from left to right. Left is a leather sole that goes on the Blake stitch shoes like the Sienna. Then you see a leather rubber combo sole. Then you got to the day-night soles. Then you've got some of the ones with the tread on them, and then some of the soles that they're using on the kind of the dress sneakers, and I guess more of like the casual dress shoes, I should say. Okay. They have some new offerings, like you can get the McAllister custom and make a spectator out of it. I thought that was pretty cool. That sounds something like I might have to check out at some point. And of course, they always have some things here, like a shoe that shows what Goodyear welting is. If you don't know what Goodyear welting is and why it's special, I've got a really good video, linked here in the description below that explains that. You're welcome to see. He said they don't have this particular Vibram sole combo right now, but I thought this was kind of loud, and this is kind of cool, right? A big chunky sole, and it's got the Vibram sole there with the grooves in it. I believe that's for flexibility, but he said they're having something else like that coming up soon. And let me get you here to some of the other offerings. These are things that have been out for quite a while now. And like you can see here, the Randolph is available in a traditional dress shoe, or like this. What you see from right to left, right, I believe, is navy, I think that is. And then to the left of that, you can see a suede color, with different color of the cup sole. By the way, those soles are stitched on. They're like, I don't know what you technically call it if it's Blake stitched, but they're stitched through the side of this shoe there. You can see on the shelf below and to the left, I would just say that the Randolph on the top right and the shoes on the bottom, I would call those casual dress shoes. And then the ones on the left, I would call a dressy sneaker, I think. There's a little bit of a blurry line in between there. And you can see here the sole they put on them. I have a similar pair that I really love and I wear all the time. So that is one offering. They're comfortable right out of the box. Here's some more examples. I like the walnut in the middle with the white sole. I just think that's very attractive. The white is a little difficult to keep clean. My dress sneakers, have the white sole on them as well. But I leave them by the door. I don't put shoe trees in them. I know you guys are shocked. It's a loafer, he doesn't really need it. And they're easy to put on and, put off, and they go with a lot of different things, and they're, to me, a step above wearing just a regular, tennis shoe, right? So I think that's the reason for that. They've got some bold stuff here, some bold sneakers. Like I thought that green and the bright blue one, the deep blue one were kind of bold. I do have a pair of, I believe they're court sides. If I'm wrong, I'll correct that on the screen. But sneakers, Allen Edmonds sneakers, I love them. They're very comfortable. And again, a little higher class than like a traditional, just, store tennis shoe. Here's some more examples that they have. So I guess what I'm saying is they have everything from just a regular, almost sneaker looking to dress shoe, and they have graduations in between. You don't have to pick one or the other anymore. And I think that's a good thing, because I don't think we're going to get the rest of the world as shoe aficionados. We're not going to get them to, wear Goodyear welted leather soled dress shoes. It's just not happening. So why don't we, have some offerings that bring in some of the features that they like that are a little closer to what they'll wear, so that instead of trying to get a sneaker person to wear a dress shoe, why don't we offer a dress shoe that'll pass as a sneaker? I think that's okay. I don't think, my personal opinion, that we should resist that so much. Okay. So here are some of the Blake stitched offerings. The Siennas are on the right. Forget the name. I'll look it up and I'll place here on the screen the name of the shoe on the left here. But these are Blake stitched. So these are not going to have the cork bed in between, but they do have on the insole some padding beneath the lining of the insole liner. So these are more of kind of like a comfortable out of the box kind of shoe. And, the price point is a little bit lower as well than the traditional Goodyear welted shoes. So I don't think that's a bad option. Okay. Again, and here is, let's get to what I think is the most interesting new offering. So here's a pair of Randolphs. Now from the top, you might think this looks like a regular dress shoe. It doesn't look like, they put a sneaker sole on it. But let's examine this. Here's looking at the side of the shoe. It has a welt, and it has a midsole. Can you tell there? There is a thin leather midsole on there, and then if we turn it over, it's got a crepe sole. So this has a rubber, long-wearing rubber crepe, C-R-E-P-E, sole on it. And what you can do is when that wears out, you can have that redone by a Cobbler or by Allen Edmonds, and they can put any, kind of aftermarket Vibram or similar crepe, sole back on it. Like I said, this kind of has the ability to almost pass as a regular dress shoe. And then if you look at the inside of them, they do have a lining on the inside, and the lining does have some padding. So it does have a leather midsole, it does have a welt, it does have a cork bed, but it also has some padding with a footbed with a lining on it. Now these, I obviously have not worn them myself, but should be more comfortable out of the box. And if you notice, that's also a turned up lip on that welt. That's a storm welt. So that gives it a little bit extra weather protection from water getting in between the upper and the welt. So this, I think, is kind of a novel idea. I like it. Here's a Park Avenue. And again, from the side, it looks like a regular dress shoe, but then you turn it over. Oh, it's got that crepe sole on it. Better traction, wears longer, especially because the leather soles can wear down fairly quick if you walk a lot on pavement. And again, these should be more comfortable out of the box. I think that's a challenge Allen Edmonds has, is if not explained right, they don't know what they're getting into. They'll wear them, say, oh, they're uncomfortable, and never even break the suckers in. So here's again the Park Avenue. You can see there a close-up of the storm welt. You can see also the midsole and the crepe, outsole there. So this to me was the most exciting offering. I like these two, more of the, I don't know if you'd call this a spectator, but spectator look. I just like that color combination. It's interesting without being too loud. Again, you see the crepe sole. So I really like this offering. I think it's a good idea. Again, this would be a Randolph as well. They're not getting rid of any of the traditional dress shoes. Here you can see they got the strands on the top. You can see the Park Avenues in the middle. You can see the Derby on the left, Fifth Avenue on the bottom left, and even some shell Cordovan like McAllister and Park Avenue on the bottom right there. Those are still out there. Those are obviously still available. They're not going anywhere. Beautiful. You get your traditional, right? Goodyear welted, leather sole, cork, lined. And here's some of the offerings they have on the sneaker side. So these are what I would think are a little classier sneaker, I guess, Like I said, there's a lot of options nowadays. I don't think they're getting too far away, from what they've originally offered. Oh, these are not actually alligator. These are calf skin. They're bovine anyway, with an imprinted pattern on them. But I thought that was kind of cool. You think of these are for 1970s, maybe early mid 80s. But maybe these are making a comeback. I kind of like it, so. Anyway, a lot of different offerings from Allen Edmonds. And again, thank you to Sam Katzman for showing around today. This guy knows his stuff. He's a great guy. So make sure you go and ask for him or store manager Jonathan at the Orange Village store in Northeast Ohio. I'll credit them here shortly in the closing. So I'm not sure. What do you guys think about this stuff? Do you adapt? Do you only stick with the dress shoe and just keep taking a smaller percentage of the market? Put in the comments below if you guys own any dressy sneakers or casual dress shoes and what you think about them. And let me know what you think of some of these new offerings. So check them out. Lastly here, I do want to offer you one other important piece of information if you are going to buy Allen Edmonds shoes. If you guys have never eaten here, BB Bop, it ain't cheap, but it's good. It's like Asian version of Chipotle. Delicious. This next part is a little difficult for me to say, so I'm just going to try to be the way I try to live, DOH, direct, open, and honest. If you go online, it's difficult to say if Allen Edmonds actually does have some, real problems with, quality control. My opinion, not a fact, my opinion is there has been in the last 5 to 10 years a rise in quality control issues based on what I see online. The problem is that a lot of the satisfied customers aren't posting, so I think those problems tend to be highlighted and maybe even exaggerated a little bit because of that. So, but this is, in my opinion, how you buy an Allen Edmonds shoe. Now, most of the time you get one, you're not going to go to the store, pick a shoe, and go home with it like a traditional store. Why? Well, they go from quadruple A, I think, which is the narrowest. D is a standard width, so you have quadruple A, triple A, double A, A, B, C, D, E, double E, and then my size, double E or triple E. So that's 10 different widths. And you might have 5, 6, 7 different colors of each style of shoe. there is absolutely no way they could produce every shoe. Most of them would never get sold and go to waste. So what happens is you find a last, L-A-S-T, last is the form on which a shoe is made. For example, Strand, Park Avenue, Fifth Avenue, McAllister are made on the 65 last. We that know Allen Edmonds know the 65 last tends to be a little narrow and long last. Versus things like they don't make it anymore, but, like my McNeil's are made on a 97 last. It fits different, but anyway, the point is they'll find a shoe that has the same last as the shoe you're purchasing so that you get the right fit. Okay, so that's the most important thing when you're buying Allen Edmonds shoes, is have a professional fitter. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to link another video in the description below from a guy that used to be, Brian Pearson, used to be an Allen Edmonds store manager. He said that 70% of the men that came into his store didn't know their actual correct shoe size, their actual Brannock, their foot size, right? They know what size shoe they've been wearing, but not their actual correct. So ball length is important, not just the foot length, but the ball length, and then also what is your correct width. Number one, get the professional fitter to find you the correct size for the last of shoe that you're purchasing. Now, number two, once you pay for number 2 point, pay for it at the store. Don't buy them online, pay for them at a store. If you find them online, call the store, purchase through the store so the stores get a credit. If you buy online without a store, they don't get any credit for the sale. If you purchase online, ship to a store, they don't get credit for the sale. Buy through the store is number 2. And my number 3 point is have the shoe shipped to the store. Pick it up at the store. Don't send it to your house. I know this can be a pain if you don't live within an hour, hour and a half of a store, but I really think that's the best way. Now and if you can, I would go pick them up not like at a peak time, like middle of an afternoon on a weekday if you have, that time off. But then when they come in, they'll call you or whatever, go pick them up at the store. Take time. Don't be rushed. Don't let them rush you. Take time. Examine the shoe. Look at the welt. Look at the welt joint. Look at the finish, right? That way, if there's a challenge, you can send them back right then and there, okay? So I kind of hope that helps because sometimes you will have issues, with the shoes. That's just, there's a lot of manufacturing steps in these shoes. And there's a lot more things that can go wrong with the shoes. For example, most shoes that have complete injection molded sole without a welt don't have a welt joint, where the welt is overlapped and skived, So, there's a lot of things they just don't have problems with because they don't have them. There's a lot of steps in making an Allen Edmonds shoe, and obviously it's not as easy as it used to be to get good quality people, train them, and, get them good at making things. So, so you got to cut them a little slack that way. But those are my tips on buying Allen Edmonds shoes. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know my shoe content has been a little bit lower than it used to be. I'm not going to force content when I don't really believe in it. Major reason is I do, a little bit more working from home. We don't have the part-time people. I work in finance in our office. We just don't have those part-timers around wearing out and messing up shoes like we used to. So, but I'll try and kick out some content when it's good, when it's coming from the heart, so that we have both. Remember, my channel is now cobbling and cars, both. If you haven't seen them, I'll show you a couple of the recent videos here recently, the shoe videos that I have put out. The latest 3 shoe videos that I did put out, I put one as a Sunday shoe shine. I had a shoe shine on 4 different pairs of shoes. I had one before that. I thrifted a pair of Cordovan, shell Cordovan, Cordwainer Wright long wing bleachers. That's not a brand you see very often, so that's kind of interesting, shell Cordovan. And before that, actually the Randolph suede sneakers that I purchased. And that was kind of interesting too, because my wife was not exactly happy about me buying them, but I had the unboxing on those videos. A couple different things like that. I also had, there's a leather talk I did with Andy Vaughn, owner of Pure Polish. About 6 months ago, he came out with a new, maybe 9 months ago, he came out with a shell Cordovan cream. And I also have, before that, unboxing my first Allen Edmonds shell Cordovan shoes that I can personally wear. All the other shell Cordovan shoes I've purchased, I could never wear. They're like thrifted and you know what I mean, whatever. But the Allen Edmonds, that video came out about 6 months ago. Again, go to my playlists. I'll also link those in the description below. So if you got this far and you're still watching, I really appreciate all you guys that watch and comment. Thank you so much, guys, and have an amazing day, and God bless.